Let me once more welcome all of you to our liaison office here in Abuja, and thank you for responding to a very short notice for this press conference. It is not all times that we hold press conference, but we hold press conference when there are critical issues that affect the South-South, and we need to discuss it with the rest of the country. We have a statement here that will be circulated to all of you, and it is entitled, "The South-South Deserves Greater Infrastructural Development from the Federal Government." We from the South-South believe that we need greater attention in terms of infrastructural development from the government. So here, the Board of Trustees is represented, and the National ESCO and State ESCOs of Pandef. And the Board of Trustees and National ESCO of Pandef has noted the outcome of the recent meeting of the Federal Executive Council held on Monday, 29 June 2026, in which, according to the briefing by government officials afterwards, a huge sum of 3.9 trillion was approved for road infrastructure projects across the country. We commend Mr. President and his cabinet for the commitment to the physical infrastructural development of all parts of Nigeria. And we're happy that government is committed to developing the infrastructure of this country. Countries can only grow by effective connection between its citizens. However, we in the South-South lament the fact that our region has again been grossly shortchanged with very insignificant allocation of projects from this humongous sum. It is indeed very troubling and also shocking to us that out of the 26 major projects covering 15 states, the only one nearest to South-South of the country is the road connecting Benue State with Cross River State, out of the 3.9 trillion for a sum of 86 billion. There's absolutely no allocation for any road project in any of the states or passing through any of the states, 6 states of the South-South. Well, for us, for a part of the country that has suffered inexplicable infrastructural decay and neglect, this state of affairs has resulted in the inability of the people of the South-South from connecting, from traversing with each other, from moving around our area. When we were young, we used to move from Port Harcourt to Calabar in 2.5 hours, from Benin to Sapele, 45 minutes. You're in Sapele. From Port Harcourt to Bayelsa, in about 1 hour you are there. Or from Bayelsa to Warri, in 1 hour you are there. These are tales of the past. So we have totally disturbed, and as a people we are not happy. We have consulted widely with our people, and many we've received calls from all over our people, all our leaders at different levels, that why is it that a humongous sum of 3.9 trillion as reported by the ministers, and there's no road passing through any of our territories. Even the East-West Road is today a metaphor for projects that have failed. When you see a project that you don't want it to work, you say, like the East-West Road. So it is a good example of a project that is for like a generational project that will go on from one generation to another generation without being completed. My experience, because almost every week I am attending one program either in Warri or in Asaba or in Calabar or in Uyo or in Bayelsa or in Benin. So I travel by road, and those who are at the airport sometimes are wondering why I travel so much, but then we have to travel by road. And it is a nightmare moving around. But on the East-West Road, you go 2 kilometers one side, then you cross over to the other side, move another 2 kilometers, you cross over to the other side, move another. There is almost no place in the East-West Road, apart from those ones that were completed some years ago, that you can go 10 kilometers without crossing to the other side of the road. And the work is going on, but at a snail pace. At a snail pace. A double culvert takes 6 months to construct. And I'm not an engineer, but we see other places where roads are constructed with speed, as it's being done, like for example here in the FCT, where our son, Yeson Wike, is doing a great job, and we see the work going on. Contractors are working, but on the East-West Road, the minister will disagree with me, but I tell a minister, I travel on that road every week. Every week, not only me, but other officials of our organization. The pace of work is too slow. And that is a legacy road that connects the whole region. And this pattern of projects where South-South is neglected is consistent. When recently, today, the Onne port is not working as it should, the Calabar port is not working, the Port Harcourt port is not working, the Warri port is not working. And we don't see any plan in sight. If there's a plan, we are told, okay, we are planning to revamp these ports, and this is how much is committed, as was done by other ports in the country, the western ports. There was an affirmative action where money was devoted to say these 2 ports will be revamped, will be refurbished, will be modernized. But we don't see it. We've even written, and we don't even get a reply on what is being done to revamp these other ports. Even the new ports that have been approved, we are not seeing the support, the new ports being initiated by the state governments. And, we stand for the people of the South-South, our traditional rulers, our ordinary people, and they ask us questions. What is going on in Abuja? Why are we? This is not happening. It's like the typical saying of starving the goose that lays the golden egg. We are not saying that only the South-South should be developed, no, but should be treated equally like other parts of Nigeria. We should be treated with fairness, with equity, with justice. So you can't allocate 3.9 trillion and there's no road passing through the South-South and, you know, we are all smiling and chummy, happy. No, it cannot be. We have to speak out because it is not fair, it is not just, it is not equitable. And I speak and I have the support of all our leaders, traditional rulers and everybody, that we are not happy. Others may not be able to come to the media to speak. Unfortunately, some of us are not, we are not politically exposed. We don't belong to any political party. Pandef is a non-partisan organization. We represent the people of the region. The people of the South-South appeal to Mr. President. You are father of this nation. Remember us. You are father of the whole country. We even call you our in-law. Remember us. Yes, you are. Remember us so that when these projects have been allocated, we would like to hear these other ones. And if anyone, yes, NDDC has done some intervention and they are still doing, which we appreciate. It's a federal agency. But that this humongous sum, I have the list, and I'm sure from what the minister released, this is a list of the projects covered all over the country. We have this list, 26 projects, which is very good. And we commend the government for doing that. But that we, the South-South, are not covered is something that we appeal to Mr. President to look into as urgent as possible and try to reverse this trend. We from Pandef will, on behalf of the people of the South-South, take this opportunity to reassure the federal government and the people of Nigeria that our region will continue to work with all our leaders to create the right enabling environment, or even better enabling environment, to enhance our contribution to economic development and growth of the country, especially by ensuring that there's increase in oil and gas production. Our oil and gas production as a country must increase so that it can benefit the entire country, from the top to the bottom, from the east to the west. We want the whole country developed. This is our country. Many of us have sworn this is the only country that is our country. We're not going anywhere. But let there be equity. Let there be fairness. Let there be justice, particularly to us in the South-South. So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, this is the short statement that I would like to bring out. We thank you very much for coming, and we believe that the listening ears of Mr. President will respond to this call we are making on behalf of the people of the 6 states of the South-South. Our reaction is to the Federal Executive Council meeting that held on Monday, where 3.9 trillion, according to the statements by the Minister of Finance and Minister of Works, is being allocated to roads. And there is a road connecting Cross River and Benue State. Is the only one that is touched, where the entire region is not affected. And well, Southeast is good for you this time. You have a Minister of Works, and from the list I've seen, you are robustly protected, but it's not. So if there are concerns, I'm sure our colleagues in Ohaneze will raise those concerns. But we are happy that this kind of robust intervention is being made to develop the country. But we state unequivocally that we cannot be left out. And that is what we appeal to Mr. President to take measures to reverse. So it is quite okay that this is being done. Yes, somebody is over here. We engage. It is most times productive to engage, but dialogue, engagement is a two-way traffic. When the issue of ports came up and a facility was taking £746 million to revamp the ports of Lagos, Tinkan, and Apapa, the chairman of the board of trustees of Pandef, Obong Victor Atta, and myself addressed ourselves to the government, to the president, to the Minister of Finance, and the Minister of Blue Economy. So we also engage, and it is different approaches. So we'll definitely continue to engage. We are appealing to Mr. President to take action. Let some of the states in the South-South, if not every state, let also some of the communities be covered. Right now, our governors have a big burden. A lot of this weight is being taken by the governors of the South-South, and we commend them. And for me and for Pandef, we give a pass mark to them in infrastructure development. But this cannot, the weight of building roads, which are very expensive, particularly in a part of the country where almost every 2-3 kilometers you have to build a bridge, cannot be done by only the governors. And when there's a whopping sum, almost going up to about 4 trillion, is being spent around the country, we should also be affected. So that is our clarion call to the federal government. And we believe that other Nigerians from other parts of the country should also join us in saying that in this country, what touches one person touches all others. And that is how the country is. What touches any part of this country touches every other part. So if it is the southeast it touches, it also touches us in the south-south. And let me also say this. The importance of the roads in the south-south also lies in the fact that you see most of the trailers that pass through those roads are going also to the other parts of the country, particularly those dealing with oil and gas, tankers and so on. So even if our refineries are not functional, there's little operational activity going on. And what they upload is also from these roads. So fixing the roads in the south-south is in the common interest of the entire country. It will help the country, it will boost the national economy, and it will create the needed harmonious peace, particularly for the oil and gas sector. If our people are not happy, as they are now, because we are led to make this press conference based on the calls we have from our people, that we must speak and let it be known that we are concerned and there should be a need to look into this concern of this region. And I advise government officials, those who are in government now, some of us have been around too, when you do these things, try to be balanced so that no part of the country cries foul and cries out. Almost every part of the country has a need. So be balanced when we do these things, so everybody can live in harmony and in peace as one country, as brothers and sisters in the united Nigeria. Once more, thank you very much. And we look forward another time to having a robust conversation with the media. As you will agree, this is the first news conference we're having this year, and this is the 7th month. So we don't just come out to address the press. We do that when there is a very critical need.
We need the point you were making, and the point that has been made here, if you have a fruit to eat, and you cut it, you say, oh, this thing is spoiling, but I want to manage it. You remove the worst parts first. The Niger Delta, the flora and the fauna, that is the plants and the animals, the waterlog, they are the most incongruous if they are not taken care of. You cannot walk on water. You don't have animals to even hunt anymore. You don't even have old fruit trees anymore. Exploitation, almost as if deliberately destroyed the place by pouring the thing all over the place, on the ground and in the air. So we're a peaceful people. So as we are just speaking, we are saying, do what is right. It cannot be heard anywhere. If somebody doing a PhD in something, here's that how many billion was spent in a country, and 1/6 of that country is entirely blacked out. That's the point we're making.
Let's go. Go to my office.